Hello everyone, welcome to Week Started Guidance. Welcome all of you that are new and all of you returning today to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. And if you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, you can book through the Etsy shop or the Coffee website. All the links are down below. For 18 plus pick a card readings, make sure to check out my Patreon. So in today's video, we're going to be tuning into your person's thoughts. So the person that's on your mind, this can be a coworker, this can be a friend, this can be a romantic interest, whoever it is. It can also be a family member. So anyway, whoever it is, we're going to tune into what does this person on your mind really honestly think about you. We have 3 different groups to pick from for today's reading. So we have group number 1 here with the Mountains card, Stand Your Ground. We have group number 2 with the Winter card, Take Care of Your Needs. And we have group number 3 with the Snake card, Shed Old Skin. So these are the groups you can pick from. The timestamps are down below in the description box and in the pinned comment below this video. So you can hop into your reading whenever you are ready. You can pick more than one group for one person or pick different groups for different people. If you feel drawn to that, I'll see all of you in your chosen groups. Timestamps are below, and make sure to pause the video right now if you want to take a little bit more time. Hello, group number 1. Welcome to your reading. So you guys have picked the Mountains card, Stand Your Ground. So we're going to tune into what does this person on your mind really think about you. We're also going to draw a couple of additional cards just to start off with. So we're going to start off with some tarot and then get into some additional oracles here. So like immediately what I'm picking up when it comes to mountains is strength. This person thinks of you as very strong, someone who's very stable, someone who's very solid, immovable, very capable type of person. So let's see what else. I'm hearing you strive for harmony here. So let's see. For group number 1, so what does the person on their mind really think about them? Let's see. Okay, wow, immediately. The 5 of Cups here in the reversed position. We have the Chariot card. All right, let's see what else. We got the Hanged Man. I want to get one more card, please. All right, so we have, what do we have? Okay, we have the Hermit in the upright position. Actually, let's get one more card. Let's see, just to fill it up here. Let's see. Okay, we got the Empress here. The Empress, the Empress is kind of like limbo energy, which is interesting. So we're just going to see what that's about as well. Like, why is the Empress like that? Let's see, why is the Empress in limbo, please, Spirit? Why do they perceive them to be like that? All right, we have the 2 of Wands. Okie doke. So that's clarifying the Empress here in the limbo position. So this person overall is heavily influenced by you in their life, or like you have a very profound impact on this person, whether it's a coworker or just like a friend, whoever it is, you do have a very strong impact on them with 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas showing up here in your spread. Overall, the person here that's on your mind, they think of you as someone who is, as I said, stable. Someone who is enduring as well. Someone who puts in like stable effort over a long period of time to build something. This person perceives you and your relationship as a relationship that's not simple. So this person is recognizing within your relationship certain challenges, whether that's external challenges due to distance or circumstances, or internal, which are having to do with more like of an emotional status or emotional nature towards you. There could be world view differences as well between the two of you. They think, like, this person thinks that having a relationship with you requires work. Also patience and determination. And they also think of you as someone who is, of course, I'm hearing a bit of a workaholic and a bit more of a determined person than they are. I'm hearing you go for what you want. This person thinks of you as ambitious, is what I'm getting here, but they are not like 100% sure if you actually are ambitious or not, but they do think of you as being ambitious. And this person, like, they think of you as someone who is kind of moving past disappointments. Someone who's not the type of person who would be crying over spilled milk, you know. They think of you as someone who doesn't pity themselves for like any type of trouble or test of endurance you have been through. Like, you're very strong. You're accepting. This person also thinks of you as someone who is currently finding more peace in their lives, or is just trying to align their life with just a more peaceful status or peaceful stability. So this person, they do think of you as someone who moves beyond conflicts or old disappointments with an active mindset to get over it all. This person thinks of you as someone who does not hold themselves captive in old stories. Like, you actively work to get yourself out of certain perceptions in order to create more peace and harmony in your life. But I also think you've been through like quite difficult stuff in your life, with the 5 of Cups reversed here. And they think of you as someone who's very empathetic as well, someone who's very compassionate. Now, with the Chariot here in the upright position, this person also thinks of you as someone who has direction in their life, someone who has a lot of willpower and drive to get to what they want, or to, you know, create what it is that you want. They could also associate your relationship with the need to step up in a more determined way and the need to have strong boundaries. And like, ambition is tied in to your relationship and also to you here, where this person, they see your dynamic affecting their career direction, or like, yeah, even your career direction and their career direction is affected by this relationship. Now, this person sees you, thinks of you as someone who is currently in the state of surrender, someone who is not playing by the rules of other people. The Hanged Man here is about breaking through perceptions, or just suspending old beliefs, surrendering, breaking patterns. You know, you are someone who is not going to follow where society is going. And I feel like this person does admire you for that, for this certain like independence in your thinking and yeah, in how you direct your life, how you go towards certain things that you want, even if it is something that is not like a norm in society. Like you're very independent, you're an independent thinker, and I feel like there's a lot of admiration here, but there's like also a bit of fear that I'm picking up, that your person kind of, I feel like, wants to keep behind closed doors, but there's like a little bit of fear of you being so like independent and such independent thinker that you could easily, bring up certain things in them that they don't want other people to see or to recognize, or that people maybe see in them but don't want to talk about in front of them, because you're the type of person who's going to tell them these things, is what they think. Like you're going to notice and you're going to voice those things that they would prefer to keep hidden. And like there's a little bit of fear in regards to that. They also think with you that your relationship requires patience and even looking at things differently than they normally would. And this person thinks that in your relationship, they need to kind of maintain a certain control and also surrender often. Just go with the flow. Now with the Hermit, this person thinks of you as someone who is enjoying solitude right now, or overall just enjoys solitude in their life. They think of you as someone who is soul searching and someone who is a very contemplative person, self-reflective person. They also, again, with the Hanged Man, they think of you as someone who is comfortable with being unconventional, or even as someone who needs to be unconventional. And they think of you also as someone who's very wise, someone who has the answers to things. I feel like this person also would want to ask you a lot of things, but they are like afraid to ask because they're afraid of the answers that you're going to give them. But they kind of like want to ask you all kinds of different things about yourself, but also about them and their life. Because they feel like they can get answers from you, but they're afraid to ask because they are afraid of what the answer is going to be. So what's interesting here is the Empress, right? So this person, they do see you as someone who is nurturing and loving and accepting, but you kind of feel like this energy is not directed at them. They have not yet asked for this from you, but they do want it. With the Two of Wands is the person on your mind, and they are in the fork in the road right now, where they want to ask for nurturing, abundance, creativity, comfort, but it is currently in suspension because they are not quite manifesting this, because they're not quite asking for it, With the Two of Wands, they are making a choice about the direction of your relationship. I feel like subconsciously, not very consciously though, they're making a choice about you and about whether or not they should allow themselves, because it's about them allowing themselves the nurturing in your connection or not. they do think of you as someone who's very much like a feminine, you know, someone who's creative, comforting, loving, nurturing, someone who's very much in alignment with nature. They also think of you as someone who's a little bit wild, and that's why, you know, there's fear there. I also see you as someone who's just very beautiful and like feminine, you know, the way that you move, it's gentle, it's soft, it's fluid. But yeah, you're very much someone who's in sync with nature, in their opinion. And someone who's a bit chaotic as well, like because nature is chaotic, you're in sync with that, you're a bit chaotic. They can't quite read you, but they still see you as like a little bit of a challenge that's worth it. And someone with great nurturing potential. This person is wondering if they should like invest more in this connection with the Empress in limbo here. Because right now, this energy, this feels like, you know, like little comfort zone energy. Like we talk about comfort zones so much lately in our readings, don't we? Like this is this person here in the shadows being like, I'm in my little comfort zone. And you're out here having fun in the sun, right? And they kind of want to join you, but they're not sure if they can. They're not sure if they are being welcomed, if they have the capacity to have fun with you. Very interesting. Let's see what else. So how do they see you? So very unconventional, or just someone who's unconventional, but very strong, very stable, important. Let's see what else. Nurturing, yeah, I said all that. They think of you as someone who gardens. Let's see. Also, they think of you as someone who's good with animals. Okay, so of course we got the not safe for work card. LOL. Let's see. So, okay, this one. Nope. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, there we go. So we have pleasure. We're going to censor this. What are we censoring this with? Resistance, randomly. So that showed up. This person, like they want to bring you pleasure. They may even on occasion imagine you doing things. Think, you know, we have clear your energy field. They think you're very protective of yourself, but they want to do things with you. We have music. They think you're very musical. They think you play the drums. Connected crystals. They think you're someone who connects with crystals or works with crystals, works with sage, connection with the earth. Yeah. They do think of you as someone who is, again, very much connected to the earth, someone who's very much connected to crystals, someone who's very much connected to music. And they think of you as someone who plays or makes music. They also think of you as someone who protects themselves or is very protective of their energy. They also think of you as someone who has very beautiful eyes. And for those of you who are asking about a romantic interest, this person is attracted to you physically, and they do want to give you pleasure overall in your relationship. But also, like, physically, this person would want to do things with you. Like, for uncensored content, by the way, check out Patreon, link is below. I'm not going to get into this deeper in this video, but there is some energy here, especially if it's a romantic interest. You know, this person is drawn to you and attracted to you. So let's see what else. Whoopsie daisy. Let's see what else. We have looked to the stars. So this person also thinks of you as someone who is into astrology, even astronomy and astrology. Let's see, what else? We have rest. So they think of you as someone who requires deep rest, someone who needs deep rest in their lives, someone who often spends time with friends. Like these are just like really random things. And they also think of you as someone who's just very friendly, someone who enjoys spending time with other people, like in a very gentle, nurturing way, in like a nurturing environment, like staying at home in this kind of cozy environment. And we have watch a movie. This person also thinks of you as someone who loves to just like chill out at home and watch a movie. Is there anything else? What do we want to do? I want to get some more cards from this deck. What did they think? How did they see you? Whoops, this one. We have eagle. So the eagle here is giving me the idea of this person thinking of you as an objective thinker and someone who is able to see the bigger picture quite easily. We have the mouse. And we have the butterfly. So with the mouse, what is interesting here is like they see you as someone who's clever, but also someone who is not immediately noticeable. Like people don't immediately notice you, but you are someone who's very clever and very perceptive. This person associates you with a higher perspective, freedom, objective truth. And you make them feel like they need to operate at a higher level of integrity and clarity in their life. Now with the mouse, this person, I feel like they also think of you as someone who is on occasion prone to anxiety or worry or being too detail oriented. Like you on occasion may overanalyze and worry about small things or even second guess yourself too much. This person thinks that you are sometimes like overthinking if you're doing the right thing or not. Like they have so much faith in you doing the right thing that they don't even question that. And with the butterfly, of course, they are connecting you to transformation, transitions. They think like you're always changing. You're not the person who's going to stay the same. So they think of you as someone who is not a boring person. But they also do see you or think of you as someone who is fragile in a sense or delicate. Like powerful, strong, but also delicate. Like you have this interesting mix of qualities. And again, like with butterfly, they think of you as someone who's very beautiful, and also with the Empress here. So yeah, essentially this person does perceive you to be a turning point in their life, or perceive you to be a person that they have not yet encountered. Like there's definitely a lot of individuality in you, like you're very, very special in a way to them. Someone who is quite a visionary, but also someone who, yeah, like is is having the potential to overwhelm them emotionally. There's like a bit of fear there again, like that I'm picking up. So, is there anything else? I feel like that's it for today in terms of how they see you. I do feel like this person thinks of you as someone who's resting and someone who's maybe not as eager to hang out with them, but they're definitely like interested in you. They're drawn to you, they're interested in you. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing your energy. So we're going to finish it here, and let me know in the comments how this was. And if you want to book a personal reading, you can book through Etsy or Coffee. The links are all listed down below. Send you guys so much love and clarity on this journey. Make sure to like, share, subscribe for more tarot insights, and click the notification bell if you wanna connect when I post another video. So much love and blessings to you guys, and see you soon in the next video. Bye. Namaste. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. So you guys have picked the Winter card, Take Care of Your Needs, as the card on the topic of what does the person on your mind really think about you. Okie dokie, so Winter. Okay, Winter energy. They think of you as someone who is very intuitive, very perceptive. This person intuitively feels like you see a lot more than you let on, and you understand things much more deeply than you are letting on to others. You are like a very deep emotional thinker as well. Like you're very emotionally, let's say heavy, or like you can feel things partly on an emotional level, but all this is very introspective in you. It's happening behind the scenes while you are having like this poker face in front of yourself, you know, with dealing with the external world. You need a lot of alone time to recuperate. And they think of you as someone who is family oriented, like you're very much oriented towards your kin. This does not have to do only with your blood family, but like the family that you have chosen to be your family in this lifetime. You are very protective of those people, and you care very deeply for the people that you choose, you know, are yours. Those people are yours. You protect them, you care for them, you will fight for them. This is giving Mars Cancer energy, you know, like when someone just really loves their family so much, and you don't want to cross that person. You don't want to mess with that person when they're angry when it comes to their people. So it's giving that type of vibe. You're really, really protective of your people and loving. And yeah, you're someone people don't want to mess with, even though you're very gentle on the surface. And I'm hearing non-confrontational as well. Okay, let's see what else. Let's see, let's get some tarot. So what do they really think about you? We have the High Priestess reversed. Okay, so this person, I feel like they can't quite read you. We have Temperance reversed. Interesting. Again, major arcanas, like so many. Let's see what else. We have the Moon. Let's get, yeah, oopsie daisy. Okay, so we have the World. Let me just censor the baby. All right, so we have the World. Like 4 major arcanas, you guys. That's intense. Let's get one more. Okay, so let's see. How do they really think about you? What do they really think about you? Okay, what do we have? We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okie dokie. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas, you guys. So that to me indicates that this person thinks a relationship with you is very intense, that this relationship they have with you is very deep, it's very intense, it's very transformative. So how do they think about you? What do they think about you for real? Like with the Moon and with the High Priestess reversed, right? This person thinks of you as someone who is like a bit secretive, private, guarded, even enigmatic. With the Winter here in the like upright position, of course, the Winter represents stillness and withdrawal, even deep internal processing, sense of dormancy. So they think of you as someone who is reserved, contemplative, and also protective of their inner world. They think of you as someone who does not show their full self easily to others. And they think of you as someone who lets time pass before you are making moves. And with the High Priestess reversed, this person thinks of you as someone who is maybe withholding some information from them deliberately. They kind of think that you know much more than you let on, but they're not sure what exactly you know. Like there's this feeling of you understand more than you let other people think. And this person can see that, but they don't fully know what or how much do you know. So they think of you as someone who is, as I said, enigmatic. They also think of you as someone who on occasion doubts themselves, someone who's guarded. They also think of you as someone who does not reveal things easily, especially things that have to do with your personal life. And they think that you can on occasion even come across as a little bit cryptic and even inconsistent, especially emotionally, in terms of your emotional presence, inconsistent, not in terms of work necessarily. But this relationship just to me does not feel like it's got a lot to do with work. Even if you are co-workers, this just feels like it's a much more emotional relationship than it is a work relationship. This person thinks that other people find you hard to read. And maybe even they find you hard to read on occasion. This person also thinks of you as someone who is intense, prone to an all or nothing approach or an all or nothing type of thinking, and someone who is like easily tipped off balance. They think of you as someone who might struggle with moderation, maybe with things that you deal with, you know, with work, with relationships, with objects, with other things. There's a struggle with moderation. Like either you are deeply invested in something or you are totally detached from it. There is no such thing as middle ground for you, is what they think. And also, like with the moon, you know, they think of you as someone who's dreamy. They think of you as someone who's mysterious. Even on occasion confusing. This person thinks that you live in your mind or in your imagination a lot. But also, like, you're very intuitive, you're very sensitive, and you're prone to occasional mood shiftings inside of you, or mood shifting based on things that you intuitively pick up. Now, this person does think of you as someone who's very mature in how you deal with the world, but also like they think that there's something about you that's bringing in more completion, more understanding of their life or their world with the World card. Because this person, they see you as someone who can explain certain things about themselves on an intuitive level, but they themselves don't fully understand what this is about. They just feel like you carry the answers to the things that they've been asking themselves in their life. They also think of you as someone who is capable of offering this more global perspective, this more full perspective. This person thinks of you as someone who can help them complete a certain cycle in their life, or like, again, as I said, help them understand things about themselves. They do think of you as a joyful person, as someone who makes them feel good, but also makes them feel uneasy because of your little perceptive eyes. They think of you as someone who's very worldly, you know, broad-minded, someone who has a sense of destiny for them. Like you have this certain sense of destiny, faith for them. Like there's something very saturated, let's say, in your relationship, but they can't quite put their finger on what exactly that is. It's something that is very elusive. And they are driven to see things through with you to completion, whatever this completion may be. Because they feel like your relationship is very sticky in a sense, and they want to see things through. But they don't know what exactly the end is going to be here, or whatever this fulfillment, this completion is going to be here. So with the Knight of Pentacles, they also think of you as someone who is steady, responsible, and practical. Even though you do things intensely, you are also quite methodical in your approach. They think of you as someone who is consistent when you are committed, someone who is methodical and a patient worker. And this person thinks that you are, you know, someone who is dependable, even though on the surface, initially, you may not seem like you are. So let's see. What else? God. So we have intercourse. Okay, so the physical act of love, let's say. Here, that's for those of you who are, asking about the romantic interest. This person is physically attracted to you and they do want to be coupled with you. Let's just keep it like that. Like, we're not going to get into 18 plus topics in this reading, but if you do want to listen to those, do check out my Patreon for 18 plus pick a card readings. Because there's definitely physical attraction here for those of you asking about a romantic partner or a romantic potential. This person is drawn to you and they are, finding you very attractive. They do want to do things with you. So they find you sexy, alluring, magnetic, and all that. All right, so let's see what else. Abundance planning. So this person also thinks of you as someone who is very abundant, someone who has a lot going on, someone who loves to travel, someone who has savings, someone who's just like very responsible when it comes to money. And I think you're like just overall abundant. You have money, you got a good financial status. Let's see what else. So we have intuition over here. So again, just this person thinking that you are very intuitive. You're a very intuitive person. You follow your intuition. Make an altar. You're someone who dedicates a lot of your time to your well-being and also to like a more spiritual connection with the world. Like you dedicate a lot of your time, your being into, let's say, spirituality or spiritual work. This person thinks of you as someone who meditates, does yoga and similar things. We have sweet treat. They also think of you as someone who likes to bake. Whether or not that is the case, they think of you as someone who bakes or likes to make like little small sweet treats at home. And they also think of you as someone who loves to take care of the people in your home. Someone who loves to nurture the people that you consider your kin. And we have clean your space. This person thinks of you as someone who is very, very focused on keeping a clean and tidy environment. So like they think of you as someone who's very tidy. They think of you as someone who likes things clean, and they think of you as someone who's organized. Let's get two more, like, let's see, this one, we have read. So, yeah, you're someone who loves to lose themselves in a good book. So this person thinks of you as someone who reads a lot of different things, fiction, non-fiction. They think of you as someone who just loves to learn, someone who's always expanding, learning new things. And also someone who loves to spend time with friends, to chat, to read cards even. They think of you as someone who just loves like a chill night in, to hang out with friends. I do believe like this person also thinks of you as a bit of a paradox. Because on the outside, like you seem very quiet to them. You feel very mysterious. Perhaps distant, with Winter and the High Priestess reversed. And at the same time, this person thinks that you're full of contradictions. You're pulled between extremes. And they're like drawn to that. They find that interesting. But also beneath it all, you do have more of a stable, grounded core to you. So what this person thinks of you, they think of you as someone who is deep and reflective and resilient, dependable in the long term, even though initially you may not seem like you are. But they also do see you as someone who can be moody, someone who can be emotionally like prone to extremes of feeling. They think of you as someone who is a bit cryptic and even on occasion prone to imbalances. They think of you as someone who's slow to open up and is sometimes even frustratingly opaque, but also very loyal once you are committed, once you pick that person as your own. They also think of you as someone who takes connections really, really seriously, especially when someone is in the circle of your kin. So let's see what else. Let's draw you some animal spirits here. Let's see. Okay, we have beaver. So they, of course, think of you as a hard worker. Someone who loves what they do. We have earthworm. We have cobra. Ew. So what do they think? They think you're just a very good worker. You're very dependable in the workplace. With the earthworm, you work behind the scenes a lot and you work in quote unquote the shadows a lot, but your work and the things that you do paves the ground or creates the ground that other people can then work on. If it weren't for you and your contributions in relationships or in the workplace, things would just fall apart in this person's opinion. And with Cobra here, you're very spicy. Let's say you're very spicy, you're very, very passionate, very fiery when you need to be. So this person, they think of it not as someone who they don't want to mess with. With the beaver, you're also someone who's loyal, tireless, and puts family first. And with the energy of the earthworm, you can on occasion, at least in the beginning, be shy and hesitant, even reluctant to share your inner vision or your inner world with others. But your perspective is infinitely beneficial to other people to see, to understand, to think on. With Cobra, they also think of you as someone who is a student of life and someone who is humble and wise. You can on occasion come off as a know-it-all as well. Yeah. But also like someone who's spicy, you know, they know not to mess with you or the people that you care for. Is there anything else here? Yeah, like Spirit is just like, yeah, they find you very attractive. Like your physique, your physical appearance is also very attractive to this person, or they think of you as someone who is sexy to others, like objectively speaking. You know, if you are someone, you know, who has like a friend, they think that you are someone who is physically very good looking. They're not necessarily attracted to you, but are finding you, are thinking of you as someone who is sexy to other people. Yeah. So that's it, my dears, for your reading for today. So we're going to finish this off here, and thank you for tuning in. And let me know how this resonated down below. And I'll see you in future readings. If you want to book a personal reading, you can book through Etsy or the coffee shop. The link is down below. And for 18+ readings, if you want to tune into more uncensored content, make sure to check out my Patreon for very spicy, uncensored content. We go all into details over there. There are more 18+. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you can be notified when I post another video. And I'll see you soon in the next video. Have a lovely day. Sending so much love and clarity. Bye. Namaste. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have picked the Snake card. We have the message, shed old skin here. So let's tune in and see how your person really thinks about you here, or the person on your mind thinks about you, what they think about you. Okay. With Snake, there's a sense like they're a little bit confused about you, like they can't quite put you into like a certain box, you know, like they can't generalize you or stereotype you. There's a feeling here like you are someone who's very elusive, someone who avoids being pinned down, like just naturally with the things that you do. You tend to do so many different things that are like in opposition to each other, that they find it hard to put you in a box. Like this is the person that's like that, you know, that's a person like this. They just feel like you are someone who is very complex, unique. They also think of you as someone who's a good dancer, someone who like knows how to dance real good, someone who moves their body in a very beautiful way. Like the way that you gesture, the way that you like present things, it's beautiful to this person. There's something like elegant about you. They also think of you as someone who likes warm weather, or someone who likes summer, or the summer months even. Here's someone who enjoys being in the sun, someone who enjoys the sun. So the person on your mind, they see you or think of you as someone who's magnetic, intense, mysterious. They kind of think that you have a kind of dangerous beauty and intensity about you. And the snake energy makes them see you as someone they can't fully pin down, someone who's like alluring, someone who slips through their fingers. And also they do find you slightly intimidating. You know, they don't want to like poke too much in your direction. They're afraid that you may tell them things that are true. And that's scary as fuck, isn't it? So let's see. They think of you as someone who is a catalyst for change here in their life. Like they perceive you as someone who could change them or force transformation to occur within them, because they sense like something in them is shifting, is changing when you are around. Let's see. Group number 3. Let's see what else shows up here. So how do they really think about you? Okay. So the High Priestess reverse. This one also showed up in group number 2, like in the exact same position here. Okay, we have the 4 of coins. It's interesting. It's reversed as well. So this next to this is very interesting. We have the Page of Wands. Oh, we have the 9 of Swords reversed. And this one. Oh, nice. So cute. We have the Fool. So, like, this person, they think of you very positively. They think you're just a very positive, interesting, amazing, wonderful, exciting person. Yet, there's just something about you that is very intimidating. Like, you know things that they don't know. And it makes them uncertain or like even shaky to be around you. This person does feel drawn in towards you, and at the same time, they are very, like you could awaken parts of them they usually keep buried and hidden even from themselves. And in that, you are both healing to them, but also very tempting to them. So on one hand, this person senses that you have a lot of depth, you have a lot of insight, you have even a healing presence. And on the other hand, there's temptation, where they might fear being quote unquote bitten if they get too close. But also they're very drawn to you, they're tempted to get closer because there's a healing presence here, especially with the snake, The snake has this elemental, universally elemental presence to it. And it's very grounding. It's a very grounding energy. So yeah, this person thinks of you as a grounding person, but also someone who could quote unquote bite them or just force, let's say, a transformation on them by sharing a random detail. So this person has a certain push-pull dynamic in how they are approaching you or how they are getting close to you. It is likely for some of you, just be mindful if this resonates, for some of you, there could be that this person projects their own shadow or unresolved desires onto you, where they may think, this person stirs something in me I don't fully understand, and that unsettles me. And then they may think like you're doing this or you're this and you're that, but actually they are that person. They're just projecting those qualities onto you. So this could also be like just a reading on what this person thinks they are internally, you know, because they may project certain things that we are going to pick up on here onto you. I'll just keep that in mind throughout the reading, I guess. Okay, so let's see. So the character traits they see in you are that you are transformative, that you're someone who does not stay the same, someone who grows and sheds old skin often. And that's why they can't pin you down. They think of you as someone who's private and mysterious. And they think there's more beneath the surface, and they're not sure they're seeing the whole truth when it comes to you. They always feel like, even if they learn something about you, they always feel like there is more to see or there's more to uncover. Like there's a feeling like they're always behind some type of understanding. They also see you as someone who is not a person to take lightly. You command a strong presence. You have a strong psychological effect on them. And they think of you as a person who can be potentially dangerous in terms of not necessarily like in a bad way, but in the sense that you could disrupt their equilibrium, their little comfort zone, or how they go about their life, and you could expose their vulnerabilities. So in that way, this person perceives you as dangerous. So you do have a powerful and transformative presence. They think they can't fully read you because sometimes they think you're secretive, sometimes you're too revealing, sometimes they misinterpret you and they just don't fully know what you're about. They see you as mysterious. They're unsure where to place you with the High Priestess reversed, but you're enigmatic as well and hard to decode in their opinion, but they're also afraid to ask, right? So they're also afraid to ask you more, ask you to decode yourself. With the Four of Coins or the Four of Pentacles reversed, this person sees you as someone who on occasion takes risks, especially with the Fool here as well. Someone who is not rigid, someone who is not attached to things, and someone who is willing to let things go. And I feel like this scares them because it exposes things that they are attached to. They feel you're not clingy, quote unquote. And they think of you as someone who's non-possessive, someone who's open. They also may think you're someone who is hard to anchor. Someone who doesn't maybe have like a strong anchor in their life. Someone who's just very fluid, free, freedom-oriented, does what they want. They also think of you here with the Page of Wands as someone who is endlessly curious, has like a certain youthful spark about them. They think of you as someone who has like a lot of youthful energy, is a bit daring and enthusiastic. You have a positive energy that's very infectious. And this is vibrant, very vibrant, someone who loves to explore, someone who's adventurous and playful, magnetic, again, creative, and brings new energy and new ideas into their life and into the lives of other people who they touch. They do also on occasion think of you as a bit impulsive, especially if this is like an older person that you're asking about. They may think of you as impulsive and someone who gets bored quickly or chases novelty in their life. It's the Nine of Swords here in reverse position. This person, they think you've gone through struggles and even dealing with some deep issues or inner demons, but you're working through them and finding release. So they think of you as someone who's like resilient, capable of overcoming fears and facing them. Though they may still sense a shadow of like anxiety or worry in you. With the Fool energy, they think you are fearless and unconventional. You are willing to take leaps where other people may hesitate, and you're very open, freedom-oriented. This person believes you have a certain purity to you that they have not yet like encountered. They don't quite understand. They do think though that you are bold, that you're fresh, that you're free-spirited, maybe even a little bit unpredictable, a little bit too unpredictable at times. But they do admire your courage to be who you are and to do what you want to do. And again, like this person, they're afraid that being near you too much, even if they're drawn to you, they are afraid that being near you too much has the power to disrupt and transform them. So they find that unsettling. Because with the Snake and the Fool here, we have the feeling of someone who is a transformative, unpredictable, and magnetic force who both excites them, yet also unsettles them. So they feel like they need to be cautious around you, even though they are tempted to get to know you better. So let's see what else. Let's draw some more cards here. So what did they really think about you? We have watched a movie. This person thinks of you as someone who just enjoys watching a movie, chilling at home. They think you have a cat, or they also think you like tea or coffee, like warm beverage, or even hot cocoa. They just think you like a cozy night in. We have intuition. Oopsie. There we go. So we have intuition. This person thinks you are very intuitive. They may even think you're psychic, especially if you do like certain work in this more psychic, meditative realm or contemplative realm. They also think you have answers to things, but you don't always share them clearly, or you don't always feel like you want to share them. You have clean your space. They think you have a very clean environment, or like the space that you inhabit is very clean, very tidy, very organized. They think your home is very tidy and very organized as well. Let's see what else. Whoopsie, this one. We have take a walk. This person also thinks of you, of course, as someone who just like likes to take walks in nature on their own, in solitude. You just love to, you know, go on walks. And we have plan a vacation. This person thinks of you as someone who loves to travel, loves to go outside, loves to get on a plane and just explore. They think of you as someone who loves to explore new places, see new places, and even maybe someone who is planning a vacation right now. We have spent time with animals. So yeah, they think you're someone who is very connected to animals. Someone who just in a party, let's say, or in a gathering, is going to spend more time with an animal, if there's an animal around, than with people. You are definitely like perceived to be an introvert by this person. And we have a sweet treat. They think of you as someone who bakes or loves to make food for others, especially like little healthy-ish sweet treats for other people. And we have aromatherapy. So this person, they know you smell good. They know you smell good. They also think you deal with plants, but they know you smell good because they smelled you. And they know you smell real, real good to them. And they're drawn to you because of that. You have a certain like very divine, gentle presence as well, like a very healing presence again. But when they, I feel like when they look deep into your eyes, they're like, holy crap, this is intense. Like that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting here. Because like overall your presence is very soft, it's very comforting to them, it's very healing to them to be around you. But then the eye contact is unsettling because that is where they see that you see them more clearly or more deeply than they would want to be seen. So let's see what else. I'm hearing that this person's really drawn to your healing and daring nature. And we have sync with the moon. They believe you are in sync with the moon, or that you are someone who's aware of moon phases, how the moon moves, how the moon is at this time, at a certain time. This person may even think that you do like moon rituals, like new moon, full moon rituals. But they're not sure about that. I just kind of assume that maybe you do that. Okay, so let us see what else. Okay, we have moth. Love that. So transformation is your middle name. Let's see what else. We have black egg. Oh, this one is powerful. Let's get one more card. Oh, we have the rabbit. Okay, so for those of you asking about like more of a romantic potential or a romantic type of relationship here with the rabbit, this person sees you or thinks of you as someone who's very fertile, you know, so just be I guess mindful and let's say careful if you don't want to get pregnant. Let's see. So with the moth, they think of you as someone who is enthusiastic and whimsical. Someone who can be prone to burnout. And yeah, like someone who is always in a certain transformative period. Like this person just thinks of you as someone who's always transforming, always moving. With the black egg here, they think of you as someone who speaks from your own authentic experience. So they think that you always talk about, or whatever you talk about, you share based on your experience. You speak with authenticity and you speak the truth. This person thinks you're drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or even public speaking. And they think you're someone who asks themselves often, how can I be true to myself? Like you're drawn to uncovering the mysteries of the universe. Yeah. And you're someone who's very drawn to knowing what the truth is. Like you want to know, you want to uncover the truth. You're very drawn to knowing things. And yeah, you're just endlessly curious, but like in the best way possible. With the rabbit, they also think you're sensitive, a problem solver, and a good listener. They also think you're someone who on occasion can over-explain things or even talks very fast. So yeah, that's it, my dears. So you're transformative, you're daring, you're unpredictable, you're interesting. You are a free spirit based on this person's view of you. And you are magnetic and dangerous in a good way. Like you shake things up and make this person feel alive, if nothing else. And they admire your boldness, but also may quietly fear your unpredictability. Group number 3. Okay, so that's it for today. I'm also hearing that they see us dreamy. Also like a very dreamy person, like physically speaking, especially for those who are asking for a romantic potential. Like this person thinks of you as someone who is dreamy, like there's something dreamy about you. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining this reading. If you guys want to get a personal reading on your relationship, you can book through Etsy or Ko-fi. Links are down below. And yeah, let me know how this resonated in the comments. Make sure to like, share, subscribe for more tarot insights. Click the notification bell if you want to be notified when I post another video. So sending you guys so much love and clarity, and I'll see you soon in the next video whenever you feel inspired to connect or through a personal reading. Blessings to all of you. Sending you so much love. Bye. Namaste.